connecting. All right, I think we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Live and Local. I'm sure you can barely see us, but we are just leaving the studio now, and we wanted to take you out into the community.
Yeah, we're going to show you how to build a community section on your website using live stream to serve as a community resource for people. We'll take it as an example if you're a real estate agent, but this is really for any sort of referral-based sales person to use to build traffic into your website, into your brand, and to really offer that giving piece that we talk about a lot, Nick, which is to help, to contribute to your community in some way. And you can do that in your business using live stream by building these community profiles. So as a real estate agent, we can talk about different neighborhoods that might be, people wonder about. They're relocating to your community. They are, moving from a suburb downtown. They're moving from downtown out to a suburb. There's a lot of reasons people are relocating. There's a lot of reasons people are wondering about different communities. Maybe you're going to provide information about a community that people might want to visit on a weekend or something like that. But the whole point, Nick, is that you're creating a library, a resource, stacking content on different neighborhoods, different community features for potential clients and just for people that want to use that information.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think we're going to go out and kind of show you what you can do. So thanks for tuning in. I know, Joseph, I saw you're here. Thanks for joining us. So let's go for a little walk.
Yeah.
And so tech-wise, we're doing something a little bit different than you might be doing if you're just getting started. We have a little device called the Live View, which allows us to be very mobile and still get a really nice quality stream. We're using an actual broadcasting camera, so this is the Canon XA10, and it plugs into the Live View unit, and we're able to go about and really get a high quality stream on the go, even without being connected to Wi-Fi and basically using different cell plans. So you can get started with something a lot easier than just this.
Right. I can take my phone out and just start doing this, right? And walk down the sidewalk.
Exactly, and I think that's the place where most people are going to get started. And I'm going to scoot over so some people can get through. But really what we want to show you is how, as a realtor, as a business owner, as someone who is trying to connect with a local community, you can do that by going out and really showcasing that community. I was actually just on a call with someone earlier today where we were talking a little bit about, he was wondering how he can get involved in the, really connect with his local community to drive people to his business. Well, this is going to be one of the ways that you can do that. All right, we're at the crosswalk now, so
yes,
try not to get hit.
And Nick, specifically, so if we're building those community profiles, we're building that library of information for people, a community database, if you will. Right now we're literally using a specific example, which is downtown Madison, and we walked from a place that you live, and we're going to walk downtown and show you, you can be demonstrating right now how close it is from the apartment and condominium life in downtown Madison that you are to Capitol Square and all the great restaurants and nightlife and concert on the square and stuff like that. So one way that if we were actually doing this as a real estate agent or another community referral salesperson, you're building that, so you're offering them information right now. And you can see our clock ticking on how long we've been live and how long of a walk it might be. And we're walking slow, but how long of a walk it is down here. So somebody's getting an idea of, geez, I have to move to Madison. I'm going to be living downtown. What is that like? They're going to have live images of what the buildings look like and what restaurants might be close and stuff like that. And that's what today's show's about.
Exactly. And I think one of the keys is going to be really realizing who kind of your target audience is, like who your target clientele are. So if you're a realtor, it's realizing, okay, are these people who are moving from a different state coming in? You're going to gear your information towards that. Are they, moving for a specific company or a specific industry? You're going to gear your information towards that. And I think that's going to all be key. And so if we're here in Madison talking to people who are, say, coming down to work for Epic or coming down and moving from different states coming in, we're going to talk about a few of the key spots, a few of the key restaurants, a few of our favorite things that they might not know if they weren't local.
Right.
And so part of the big thing for me is here in downtown Madison is realizing that you have a lake on the one side,
Yep.
another lake on the other side, with this sandwiched right in the middle. And so I think that's going to be kind of the key thing, is realizing that, hey, we do have, there you go, line up the shot a little bit. You have the Capitol here right downtown that you get to be a part of and get to see.
Right.
I know for me, I live a block away, and it's really nice to have this as kind of my lawn ornament in the front yard.
Right, and I don't live in downtown, but one of the things I would think we want to build in a community profile, if this is something you're doing for your business, would be to highlight these things. So we're walkable to all these things. What a short walk, what a short amount of time it took us to walk down here, and then the view you have here, the lake access you have. Maybe we're highlighting the bike trail system down here. Maybe we're highlighting a conversation about behind us in the summer and spring, the concert on the square. Just discussing those kinds of things. Maybe we'd walk around the square now, and I think we're gonna.
Let's go do that.
We're gonna talk about maybe the hotels and the different restaurants down here, and people can get a feel for what traffic is like here in February, and you can see what the weather is like. Certainly, you've got a scarf. I didn't wear a jacket, so that was a good move. But just to get a feel for what that's like.
Yeah, and you can show, depending on who, again, your kind of clientele are. Like, so this building right back here, 5th floor there, they have Industrious, which is a big co-working spot. Like, so if that's important to your community, if you get a lot of entrepreneurs or solo business owners moving in, that might be something to highlight, is just where work could be, or where they could go to coffee shops, things like that. Let's try and cross the street here. But I'm curious, what are some of your favorite spots in your community? Let us know what are the things that, if you were moving, you would want to have highlighted and really know about. And ultimately, I think what it is with this community guide, you want to put together episodes, shows that are going to be answering questions that people would have if they're looking for a house, looking to move, things like that.
Yeah, so again, if we're putting it back on a real estate agent, so you're a real estate agent that wants to use live streaming to help grow your business, help drive traffic to a website, and one of the things that you're building into your channels is this library of community opportunities, library of community areas. And so as an agent, you're providing content, you're providing contribution to people looking to move to your area of expertise, your neighborhood, your communities, and you're highlighting it for them. So they could click what it's like downtown in Main Street, USA, or whatever city you're in. This happens to be Madison, so this could be an episode on downtown Madison and what it's like to live down here, and what are the opportunities we have down here.
Well, and I think you can even like chunk that up a little bit too, so it can be an episode just on the transit piece, how easy is it to park and to travel and things like that. Or it could also be an episode on a specific restaurant. So maybe you're highlighting some nicer date night type restaurants, or maybe you're highlighting a nice local pub to go to and just enjoy. Or, then maybe you're going to go and talk to a business owner, a local gym owner, things like that, to really help make it kind of feel like a community before people even arrive in the community.
Exactly. And another area you can do is leisure activities. So maybe you're moving your family downtown and there's parks and bike trails and like that, or there's fitness centers down here. But what are those leisure activities, family activities that you do in your community? That's another line of content. And again, once you live stream this, and we talked about this in last week's episode, Nick, is that you can then take that live stream. You can obviously have the video forever, but you can put that into long form content. You can strip the audio on that. There's different services like Upwork and some of these other services that can do that sort of work for you if you didn't want to do it on your own. Or maybe you're an expert in that area and you can do it on your own. So those are some things that you can be doing as well once you get this live stream content. And so then all of a sudden you have these community features in here in downtown Madison. And then you'll have audio clips on Capitol Square, part of it, or what the condo life is down here, or the apartment living. You know, what are rental rates? What are average prices for the condominiums? How do you park down here? And those are questions that buyers in a real estate market are going to have for their real estate agent, and you're providing a lot of those upfront, you know, frequently asked questions and the answers to those before they've even met you. And they're going to see a personality on screen for you.
Yeah.
They're going to see that you're knowledgeable about that area.
Yeah. Well, and let's keep walking a little bit, get in the sunlight a little. But then the other thing I think to realize too is you, as a realtor especially, you could almost create your own show about your city. You know, you could create that show where you're, and then at your lead gen is just going to be, hey, go grab our house guide or go grab our condo guide, just things like that.
Right.
And I think that's going to be a great way to really be kind of that lead generation piece for you.
It is. You know, in the end, it is lead generating for your referral business, and we're talking about real estate. But in the beginning, it's about giving, and it's the give before you ask. You're not always asking for the sale. You're finding ways to help and contribute, and we keep saying those words, but it's so important in referral business that you're providing value to people. Using live stream and building these community profiles is one way to do that, but eventually it comes to what you're talking about, which is the asking for sale and generating business, which is how you make a living, but you're doing it in a really beneficial way for people, and you're stacking that content on your in all your channels, whatever it is, if it's YouTube, if it's your website, and you can drive traffic to wherever you want them.
Yeah, absolutely. And really this goes beyond just real estate. I know we talked about real estate a lot, but it's for any really local type business can benefit from doing some of this community interaction, especially if you're going there and working with businesses that say are in like 6 degrees of separation from you. So if you're a chiropractor, maybe it's talking to a health food store, maybe it's talking to gyms, and really doing interviews of them, featuring them, kind of profiling them for your community page. And then really, that's going to be a great way for the gym members, like their clientele, to find out about you. And hopefully you'll get some referrals that way. So it's really thinking about how can we collaborate with more people.
And if you become the local expert, so you're the person with the camera or just the audio, we're using live stream. So you're the person with the camera that's interviewing, like you said, the person that owns this great restaurant downtown, or that owns the wine shop, or that has the fitness studio, or the coffee shop, or the sandwich place, whatever those things are, and you're the person, no matter what you do as a line of work, you're producing content and highlighting those people that own those businesses, that frequent those businesses. You're interviewing people. You are going to create an audience to deploy whatever you want. And if your business happens to be real estate or insurance sales or whatever that is, you're going to become really integrated with that community by highlighting those people and those great things that are happening.
Yeah, and I think that's ultimately the key, and that's kind of the big message we wanted to leave you here with today. Show you a couple different options. This, again, is a little more of kind of that higher end, like mobile one, very nice quality camera, but you also have just your simple cell phone in your pocket that you can use to do similar thing, get started. Really, that's kind of our message here, is we want you to get started and start seeing some results from that.
That's right.
So, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, nobody, really taking your iPhone or your Android, quality images is good too. It's a start, and it's all about taking that action that we talk about a lot. What action are you taking to drive business to whatever business you're doing? But let's keep walking here. Let's show people how this can look. So let's just use this example. We're here in front of Capitol Square in Madison. What are we going to say if we're building this community guide? What are we going to say about Capitol Square right now? What are we showing people? What are we showing potential people that are going to move here or do business down here about this?
So I think one big thing is just talk about how this is kind of a community center. I mean, obviously it's the capital of the states, but it really is kind of a community center as well. So what I mean by that is we have lots of things like concerts on the square. Right. That's a huge one where we get thousands of people who are putting down blankets on the Capitol Square, having wine, having beer, having cheese, having a fun little picnic.
Let's show them what it looks like in the winter here.
Yeah, this is exactly. This is it during the winter, which is not nearly as exciting as it is during the summer. But hey, it's there. But basically, they have the orchestra up on the stairs of the Capitol, and they're playing concerts. That happens all through the summer months. But this is also a spot where they'll have other little music things happen during the day, during the summer. We also have the world, I think it's the countries, I forget how big it is, but we have a really large farmers market. Basically exactly where we're walking right now takes up the entire square. It goes all the way around the square. There's
this is one of my favorite parts of downtown. Here you've got the Capitol Dome behind us that Nick's showing you, and then if we pan the other way, this bus is going to come by. We can actually walk a little bit up here.
We should go. We'll move this way a little bit so you can really see it.
And then I want to. This is Martin Luther King Boulevard, and if we go this way,
and we'll stand a little bit in the street.
And if we go this way, you're going to see that goes to Monona Terrace and Lake Monona behind it. And it's one of my favorite spots because this is where a lot of things happen. Like you said, the farmers market, like you said about concert on the square, but also this is the Ironman finisher.
Oh, yeah,
and this is the finish line just a block down to that. And it's a great scene for people that have traveled here for Ironman and different fitness events around the square. We do Madison Marathon, we do the Capitol Mile. There's a lot of fitness and biking and swimming activity down here, but this is a really neat hub for this city.
Yeah, and so a couple things on that. One, just the fact that Madison is such a fit city, really. Yeah. Like it brings the World CrossFit Games are here. Like it brings all kinds of fitness-oriented activities here to Madison. But then I love the Monona Terrace. That's where actually the concerts on the rooftop happen. It's one of my favorite spots. Like you basically are sitting out on the terrace, water's behind you, there's a big fancy fountain, and then you can see the Capitol off in the distance while you're watching the band play. Like it's pretty awesome. Yeah. All right, let's keep walking a little bit. So again, this is just kind of an example of what you could be doing, an unstructured walk around the community. That's really what we're doing right now. Is we didn't necessarily plan specific stops. We just wanted to kind of show what the downtown Capitol Square piece is like, and that's a great opportunity for you to do that in your community and just give people a feel for the environment.
Yeah, and again, you're building a library of information, so people I envision that, this on a website. And if they are looking to move here, Madison has many, many, many different neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. We happen to be right downtown. You can talk about the Isthmus. You could do the west side or far west side. We have suburbs. You could build all kinds of community profiles, and you could have several different live episodes from each of those areas. Like having just one on Capitol Square isn't near enough to talk about downtown Madison.
Right. Oh, not even close. So what I could envision, and exactly kind of the same thing, but even with like say this episode, you're going to kind of give people an overall community feel with this title of episode. But then say for additional episodes, we mentioned concerts on the square. Maybe you do a very specific episode all about what you need to do to prepare for concerts on the square, or how you can make the most of concerts on the square. Yeah. Maybe you then go talk to the Monona Terrace, see if you can interview someone from there. Maybe you point out certain restaurants, like right on the other side of us here. That is Lucille's kind of back there. Here, let me zoom in for you. Which is a nice thing about having the nice camera. Lucille's right there. That is built in an old bank. It is a really great little pizza spot. But what you can do is you can then say stop into that restaurant. It has a nice little sort of speakeasy style bar in a bank vault down there. So maybe you go and you interview the people from Lucille's and talk more about their history, their story, about some of the food and beverages and stuff that they have there, as a way to kind of continue to deepen your potential clients' understanding of their community.
Right. And again, you're just building that content so that people use your business, your website as a place to go for information on the community. This is so powerful, I think, Nick. Once you build that library in completion, or even as you build the first few episodes, people will you'll gain some traffic, and again, you'll gain an audience, which is what you're after, and it's referral sales business. And you're also highlighting just great things about your community, which is kind of a give back, which is excellent.
Yeah, and I know we talked a lot about bringing in new people who are potentially going to move and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But really, you want just the community. Yeah, you want the community to be supporters of yours, because when they know a friend who's going to be moving, or when they know, when people ask them, then they're going to be reaching out to you and making that connection there.
Good.
Awesome. Well, my arm's getting tired.
I can tell.
At this point, we're getting shakier and shakier as things go. So I guess let's give kind of a nice little shot of the capital here. But any final words as we get ready to wrap things up?
Parting thoughts. Live stream can be used in so many different ways to grow your business, no matter what your business is. We talk about last week, like for referral-based sales business, we talked about insurance, financial planners, real estate agents. This week, we're just sort of dipping our toe sort of in the water of how do we build community profiles and then use them in your business somehow. How do you drive traffic to that? How do you create long-form content, audio content, video? And it all stems from live stream.
Yeah.
And live streaming is an exciting technology that more businesses and more people should be using to develop the communities and their business, their client base.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think our goal with this show is to kind of showcase some of that, like what some of the possibilities are. So that's why we're getting out of the studio now, and we're going to be doing a few other things more along those lines, different styles of episodes, in order to really showcase what you can do as a local business who wants to really grow their business while using live stream. And if you want help doing that, all you have to do is head on over to liveactionproduction.com. Again, that's liveactionproduction.com. And we will see you all next week.
Take care.
End the stream now. Maybe.